Ever notice how ads always pop up at the worst moments? When the killer's identity is about to be revealed. During that perfect meditation flow. On Amazon Music, we believe in keeping you in the moment. That's why we've got millions of ad-free podcast episodes, so you can stay completely immersed in every story, every reveal, every breath. Download the Amazon Music app and start listening to your favorite podcasts ad-free, included with Prime.
Picture this. It's 10:47 p.m. The kids are finally asleep. You have exactly 18 minutes before you pass out from exhaustion from your day, your 9 to 5. And in those 18 minutes, you could either pick up your phone and start scrolling through social media and start feeling guilty about not working on your escape plan. Or you could learn the open AI-powered skills that will literally change your family's financial future forever. And at the same time, create a passive income stream that your family desires and deserves. Most parents are out there thinking that they are way behind the AI 8-ball, but they're wrong. You're wrong, dead wrong. And in 2026, I'm about to prove it to you by using the latest GPT-4 and 5 strategies.
The Dark Horse Entrepreneur Podcast.
What is up? What is up? What the hell is up, my Dark Horse friends and family? Welcome back to another episode of the Dark Horse Entrepreneur AI Escape Plan, where we break free from the grind, share some AI-powered tips and side hustle strategies, and support my amazing parents out there that are chasing freedom like the modern-day trailblazers that they are. And if you know someone that is dreaming of ditching the grind and they still make time for bedtime stories and dinner times and play dates, please go ahead and forward this episode to them. Okay. So we're going to give you the 18-minute AI crash course that every parent entrepreneur needs. And this is going to be like your roadmap from AI overwhelm into AI mastery in less time than it takes probably to put your kids to bed. And in today's episode, we're going to talk about 3 things. 1, the brutal truths about why you're not actually behind when it comes to AI and why believing you are is costing you thousands in potential income. Number 2, we're going to give you the 4-part prompting formula that turns AI from frustrating into profitable. And that is the same framework that's helped one founder fix 3 weeks of failed marketing, and they did it in about 12 seconds. And lastly, number 3, I'm going to give you the master prompt strategy that makes AI your personal assistant, instead of it just being a stranger giving you generic garbage. Okay? So here's something I think that's going to piss off just about every AI guru that's out there on their internet. You, my friends, are not behind when it comes to AI. I don't care if you've never ever used ChatGPT, Gemini, or any of the other tools out there. I don't care if you think LLMs, large language models, are some mystical technology and that only those 22-year-old tech brews will ever understand. The truth is this: 90% of people using AI right now are still doing it wrong. Yeah, they're getting mediocre results. And they're still wondering why AI isn't the game changer that everyone has promised. But you, no, you're going to be different. You, my friend, because you're listening to us right now, you're about to leapfrog way out in front of all of them. Let me tell you about a mom from Denver that I'm aware of. She's got 2 kids, both under 8, and she works as a full-time project manager at a mid-sized tech company. It sound familiar? Right? You might fit this mold. Maybe it's not a tech company. Maybe you work for some other company. And she was convinced that she had missed the AI boat. Tracy, she told me, I see all these people making money with AI and now they're achieving better work-life balance than I have. And every time I try ChatGPT, it gives me these long, boring walls of text that sound like they were written by a robot having a bad day. You know what I'm talking about, right? You've probably gotten some of those results. I know I used to. And I asked her to show me her prompts. And here's what she was typing. She was typing things like, write me a marketing email. That's it. 4 words. And she expected magic to happen because she'd heard all the amazing things that are happening out there, just like you, right? So I sat down with her for about 18 minutes or so. It's about the same amount of time you're investing with me today, maybe a little longer, maybe a little shorter, right? And I taught her what I'm about to teach you. And in 12 seconds of using the framework we're about to share, she had a marketing email that converted 23% of her list into paying customers. Her old emails, yeah, they were getting a 2% conversion rate. Yeah. 2% to 23%. Big ass jump. Very exciting. Okay. The difference wasn't the AI. Let's be honest here. The difference was understanding how to program it. And it's really not programming by some people's standards. Let's say the difference is understanding how to talk to it. It's like having a super awesome tool in your tool belt Maybe you have this amazing, power tool, and it's this drill that does all these amazing things, and you keep just carrying it around, and maybe you use the base of it to hammer a nail in. Well, why isn't this thing doing all these? Why isn't my house amazing? Why don't I have this perfectly set up wall? Well, because you don't know how to use the tool yet. And that's really what it boils down to. So let me give you the Parent Entrepreneur's AI Mastery Framework. So in this part, we're going to get a little tactical. I'm going to give you the exact framework that transformed that mom from AI confused to AI confident. Okay. And here's the beautiful part. This works whether you have 5 minutes during a lunch break or 35 minutes after the kids go to bed. The first thing you want to do is you're going to want to pick your AI tool and stick with it. This one is super important. You've probably heard me say this a couple of times. If you've listened more than a couple of episodes here, you need to stop tool hopping. I see parents and entrepreneurs out there jumping between ChatGPT and Claude and Gemini like they're shopping for the perfect pair of jeans. Stop it. Here's the truth. Masters go deep long before they go wide. And for my parent entrepreneurs, I recommend starting with ChatGPT. Why, you may ask? Tracy, I hear Claude is better at this and Gemini is better at that. But I'm going to say start with ChatGPT because it has the most integrations, it has the biggest community, and frankly, it's about the most forgiving when you're in the learning stages. Think about it like this. Think about it like you're learning an instrument. You won't want to try mastering piano and guitar and drums all at the same time. No. Well, of course I wouldn't, Tracy. That sounds stupid. Well, then why are you trying to master ChatGPT and Gemini and Claude all at the same time? Pick one AI tool and commit to it for 30 days. That's it. Give it 30 days to really dive into it and see all the nuances inside whatever tool you pick, and then watch what happens. Okay. Step number 2, this is a 4-part prompting formula that changes everything. And this is where that mom's world changed, the one I was talking about earlier in this episode. And it's where your world is going to change too. Every prompt that you write from now on needs to have 4 elements. Okay. You need to have a role. You need to tell AI what to be, who to be, whichever you want to say. Don't say write an email. Say act like a world-class email marketing expert who specializes in converting busy parents into customers. Now, mind you, most times I don't say act like. I say put on your world-class email marketing expert hat, which is telling it the same thing. Who specializes in, then you're telling it what you want it to do. In this case, it's converting busy parents into customers. Well, obviously, you want to put what you want it to do for your email and who your core audience is. Then the next piece is context. You want to give it some background. Maybe you want to upload some previous emails, share some of your customer testimonials, give it some product descriptions, either in a document or by URLs, however you want to share this information. The more context that you give it, the better the output's going to be. So it's going to go, it's like training an employee. If I just say, go write me an email, well, they can do that. However, when you start giving them the specific directions, what kind of email? What's a marketing email? Okay, what kind of marketing email? Well, let me give you some context. There it is. Okay, and then next you want to talk about command. You want to be specific here on what it is you want. Yet remember, these LLMs have a whole world of information. And I mean that literally, not just figuratively. So when you say, write me a marketing email, that's garbage because it did. That's exactly what it did for you. It will produce a marketing email. But if you say, write me a 150-word email that creates urgency around my productivity course that's designed for working moms, whoa, now you're going to get a completely different set of outputs. You feel me? Okay, so you're going to give it a very direct command. It already has context because you gave it all the background information. Now, let's talk format, because you want to tell it what you want the output to be. Do you want it to be bullet points? Do you want it to be a table format? Do you want it to be ready to post social media caption? You want to be very explicit. And in the last example I just gave here, you heard me say, I want you to give me a 150-word email. Well, that's very explicit. And then you can give it some additional context inside of all those things. Here's the before. I'm going to use the same example. Write me a marketing email. Not good. That's not what we want. Here's the after when you use all the rules I gave you, which is role, context, command, and format. Act like a world-class email marketing expert specializing in busy parent audiences. Here's my previous email that converted well. There's the context. Okay, and you can attach that. Write me a 150-word email that creates urgency around my time management course for my working moms out there, focusing on the fear of missing their kids' milestones due to work overwhelm and format it as a ready-to-send email, including a subject line.
Ryan Reynolds here from Mint Mobile with a message for everyone paying big wireless way too much. Please, for the love of everything good in this world, stop. With Mint, you can get premium wireless for just $15 a month. Of course, if you enjoy overpaying, no judgments, but that's weird. Okay, one judgment. Anyway, give it a try at mintmobile.com/switch.
Upfront payment of $45 for 3-month plan, equivalent to $15 per month required. Intro rate first 3 months only, then full price plan options available. Taxes and fees extra. See full terms at mintmobile.com.
Running a business is hard enough, so why make it harder with a dozen different apps that don't talk to each other? One for sales, another for inventory, a separate one for accounting. Before you know it, you are drowning in software instead of growing your business. This is where Odoo comes in. Odoo is the only business software you'll ever need. It's an all-in-one, fully integrated platform that handles everything. CRM, accounting, inventory, e-commerce, HR, and more. No more app overload. No more juggling logins. Just one seamless system that makes work easier. And the best part, Odoo replaces multiple expensive platforms for a fraction of the cost. It's built to grow with your business, whether you are just starting out or already scaling up. Plus, it's easy to use, customizable, and designed to streamline every process, so you can focus on what really matters, running your business. Thousands of businesses have made the switch, so why not you? Try Odoo for free at odoo.com. That's ODOO.com.
The Dark Horse Entrepreneur Podcast.
See? Same AI, right? I'm going to be using the same tool, but I will get completely different results. Let's move on to step 3. And step 3 is mastering the pull versus the push technique. Most people are out there using AI the hard way. They do 80% of the work, and then they let AI finish that last 20% to get them across the goal line. That's push prompting. Okay, which, hey, it does work, because what you're doing is you're pushing your ideas onto AI, and then AI is going, oh, okay, well, then I can finish that for you, no problem. Pull prompting, I think that's where the real magic, that's that real sauce. That's where that real magic starts to happen. You give AI an outcome that you want, and then you have it figure out how in the hell to get you there. So instead of, here's my outline, write my blog post, try this. I need a blog post that converts cold traffic into email subscribers for my parent productivity newsletter. Ask me all the questions you need to ask to create this for me. Then give it back to me in a ready-to-publish format. Boom. Press enter. Watch the magic happen. Then answer the questions using voice to text with your phone or with your laptop or computer, however you're doing it, because you're busy and typing is slow, right? Yeah, okay. And watch AI do all the heavy lifting while you focus on strategy, while you focus on the relationships, those human factors that AI can't quite do yet. Okay? Now, that brings us to step number 4. Create your master prompt. This is the secret weapon that separates AI amateurs from those AI masters out there. A master prompt is like giving your AI your personal manual. And here's how you create yours. Okay, I want you to lean into me. If you're listening to this while you're doing other things right now, obviously, if you're driving, keep your focus on the road, but maybe turn up your attention level to the podcast here from, 7 to 8. But if you're doing other things like dishes and walking the dog, I really want you to lean in and listen to me here. Here's what you're going to say to AI. I want to create a master prompt for my role and because you're here listening to this podcast, I'm going to say your role as a parent entrepreneur building digital products and online courses. Ask me all the questions you need to create it for me. Okay? And it'll ask you about your business, about your audience, about your goals, about your constraints. Hello, you got limited time. You're a mom or you're a dad, right? It'll ask you about your voice. How do you present things? Are you open and giving? Are you reserved, right? Or conservative? Are you willy-nilly things? Are you crazy and zany? And it'll ask you about your offers, if you have any. It'll keep asking you things until it gets what it needs. Answer again using voice to text, a lot easier, and then save the result that you get in a PDF or a Google Doc, which you can convert to a PDF. Now, every time you start a new AI conversation, upload that master prompt first. Suddenly, AI knows you're not just someone wanting marketing help. It knows that you're Jessica. You're the project manager mom with 2 kids. It knows that you're building a productivity course for working parents, and it knows that you only have an hour per evening to to work on it. Yeah, that causes the AI to give you outputs that become far more laser focused to your situation. And here's a little bonus tip for you. I don't even have this in my notes here. As you move along, you can update that document to say, here's where I am now. And you keep modifying it and personalizing it and moving on, and it will follow you on your journey. Okay. Look, no joke. I could keep going on for hours about AI techniques from beginner to advanced, but here's what I know about you. You don't have hours, the hours and hours that I could go on. You have minutes. You're probably listening to me while you're in between tasks. Maybe you're on your way to work. And those precious minutes are stolen between work deadlines and bedtime stories. And that's exactly why I created the AI Escape Plan newsletter. Every week, we're going to send you one AI strategy that you can implement in under about 20 minutes. Sometimes they go a little longer, but I still try to make it so you can break it down into 20-minute buckets. No fluff, no theory, just practical, parent-tested tactics that turn AI into your most profitable and most helpful team member. And here's a bonus. What we're about to do, the AI newsletter now has been giving lots of great ideas. And I have at the bottom of every AI newsletter, I always put, what do you think of this one? I haven't gotten anything less than, this has been great, right? I give them 3 options, great, okay, or right? I don't like it. They've all been great every time someone's responded. I'm very proud of that. We're about ready to make a change in how the newsletter is going out. So I'm going to do 2 newsletters a week, and I'm going to take you on a journey from beginning all the way to the end. And I've got it laid out for about 2 days per week over the course of the year. We're going to make sure you get everything you need to go from, I don't know what to do, to look at all the things I've done. And these aren't just generic AI tips that you'll find everywhere else. These are strategies designed specifically for my busy parents out there that are ready to break free from their 9-to grind. And maybe you don't want to leave your 9-to grind. Maybe you just want to add a little extra money to the end of the month. Each issue is going to deliver some practical AI-powered strategies, all designed to start, grow, and streamline your side hustles. And again, all designed to protect your family time while boosting your income. So we're going to make sure you get there over the long haul, and we're going to give you these cool little ideas to get you there faster. Go over and check out darkhorseinsider.com for your roadmap to more money, more freedom, and more of what truly matters. Okay, let's get back to the episode here. Let's talk about why this matters just beyond the tactics. I think there's a bigger picture here that most people are missing. We are living right this very minute through one of the biggest shifts in how work is getting done since the Industrial Revolution. I seem to say this like every episode, but that's how deeply I believe in this. And it's just like the Industrial Revolution. The people who adapt early, they won't just survive, they'll start to thrive. But here's what's different this time. This happened with the internet when it came on board too, okay? But here's what's different about what's happening this time. You don't need a factory. You don't need a team of 50 people to compete. You need 18 minutes of focused learning and the courage to start. Look, your kids are watching. They're seeing whether mom or dad is the type of person who adapts and grows, or are they the type that just sit there at the end of the day, chugging down a beer, complaining about change while they stay stuck. And you're teaching them when you do either one of those 2 things. The parents who master AI within the next 12 months, it's like I talked about in how we're setting up the newsletter, in the next 12 months or less, will build freedom for their families. And they'll build the freedom that their families deserve. The ones who don't, well, they're probably going to spend the next decade wondering what could have been. Yeah, regret. Feel me? Now, and I don't think this is just about making money online. I think this is really a lesson about modeling resilience, modeling adaptability, and modeling some strategic thinking for the next generation, for those little boogers that are running around your house, bringing you all that laughter and joy. So, all that said, here's your Whiskered Wisdom for this week. Here's your 18-minute action plan. AI mastery, I don't think it's about understanding all the technological WYSIWYGs that are out there. It's about understanding how to communicate with it. It's like when computers first came out. Those that sat down and figured out how to navigate around the screen and type on the keyboard and use the mouse most effectively overcame the barriers far quicker than those that didn't. You don't need to, it's like when you buy a car, when you drive a car for the first time, let's be honest, you don't need to understand how the engine works in order to sit in the driver's seat and get yourself to the grocery store. No. And that doesn't matter whether you have a gas engine or an electric car. Those are 2 different technologies. And you don't need to understand either one of them. You don't need to understand how neural networks work in order to make AI profitable for your adventure. No, the quality of your AI output will never exceed the quality of your AI input. Master the input, the programming, and you master your future. So here's your immediate step. Here's what I want you to do right after this episode ends. Go ahead and open up ChatGPT or whatever AI tool you chose or are going to choose to use for the next 3 days and create your first master prompt. I already gave you how to do it. Don't overthink it. Don't wait for the perfect moment. Do it now. Yeah? Go ahead. You're listening to me on a device that you can do that on, I'm willing to bet. And ask it, help me create a master prompt for my role as a parent entrepreneur. Ask me the questions you need. Go back to the prompt I gave you earlier, and then hit enter and answer the questions. Heck, you don't even need to hit enter. You could just open up ChatGPT, go into voice mode, and speak to it. Help me create a master prompt for my role as a parent entrepreneur, starting a business in, maybe you even tell it to help you brainstorm some ideas, right? And ask me the questions that you need to know to give me the best master prompt possible. And then answer the questions and save the result and use it tomorrow. That's it. You don't need to do it all in one session. I'm going to get my master prompt. I'm going to save it. And then tomorrow, I'm going to take the next step. That single action will put you ahead of 90% of the AI users that are out there still typing, write me a blog post or write me a marketing email or create me a social media post. And they are still sitting there wondering why they're getting garbage results. Listen, you came into this episode probably thinking you were behind on AI. I want you to leave it with a complete framework that most AI experts don't even know exists. There's a handful of them out there. I follow most of them that do know it exists, which is why I'm sharing it with you here. In this episode, you got the 4-part prompting formula. You know the difference between push and pull techniques so that you can use the best one possible. And you understand why master prompts are game changers. But knowledge without action is really just expensive entertainment. And I'm not here to entertain you, which is why I'm not putting on a dog and pony show. And I'm not trying to be the pretty girl with the low-cut shirt. I'm just the gray-haired, bearded dude trying to help you out. Your family's freedom is waiting on the other side of that first master prompt. Your escape from the 9-to-5 grind starts with 18 minutes of focused AI learning. The question isn't whether AI will change your life, because it can. The question is whether you'll be the one controlling that change. In the meantime, I'm going to leave you as I always do. Think successfully and take action.
Hey, my Dark Horse entrepreneurs, thanks for investing your precious time with us today. I know that between soccer practice and bedtime stories, every single minute counts. And that's exactly why I created the Dark Horse Insider, your weekly dose of digital marketing strategies, all designed specifically for my busy entrepreneurs, especially my busy parent entrepreneurs. If you're ready to turn those small pockets of time into profitable momentum, head on over to darkhorseinsider.com. darkhorseinsider.com and join our free newsletter, because we Dark Horses do not just run the race, we change how the race is won. Until next time, think successfully and take action. darkhorseinsider.com.